Well, well, well. How is it going? Welcome one, welcome all. Hope everybody's doing well today. We are continuing our journey on Manor Lords. So, thank you all for being a part. Thank you guys for joining in. Let's just freaking do this. Let's hop right back in. So we're picking up exactly where we stopped last time. This is kind of our little village here. Oops. There we go. So last time we kind of started out building our little village. We got some oxen, our little burgage plots, and we're just fixing to... We're in the middle of autumn. And so I've been playing on some of my other saves just to kind of really figure out, you know, the game a little bit more. And so I've been learning a lot of cool stuff. So if I remember correctly, we're still in the early game here. So I'll do my best to like tell you what I've learned and things like that. And yeah, so there's a bandit camp here. Let's see. He's kind of far away. There's one up here. We may try to go for that one up there. So basically, if you guys remember, the game gives you shields and spears. So that lets you get 20 spear militia, which is great to start. So if we do this, we get to create our militia. And it tells you that all of the males are evenly distributed, and they will go and find the equipment that is within their category. Yeah, and once they do all that, we can rally them. So, like right now, since we've set them up, they're gonna go get their shields and spears, and we may even be able to find them. Where is our... So, I think... Where's the storehouse? Here it is. So, like, all that stuff's in here. So, they're all gonna run and get their stuff out of here. Either right now or... It says transporting, so maybe right now. But they're gonna go and get that. And anytime we need them, we can call on them. And we're gonna maybe go after this bandit camp today. We'll have to see. There's quite a few there. But the reason we want to go after bandit camps is because they will give you regional wealth or treasury. And those things are really important, because you need them to later on build an army. You can buy mercenaries with this, and then this here helps us with trading, which hopefully maybe we can get established soon. So let me just kind of reconfigure, make sure I know where I'm at. So we did pick orchardry, so we're gonna try and do that for food. We've got great for trading already set up, so I'm feeling pretty good. Some of these, like, we would probably do orchards, but we need to get our regional wealth going. So let's see. This is our trading post. So what are we trading right now? Planks. Let's go up to 50. We want to get a desire to 50 because I think today we're going to start making war bows. And war bows is actually really easy to make. All they require are planks, I believe. So we'll see though. We got a lot to do. We've only got 9 families, so we do kind of have to micromanage maybe a little bit here and there. And we have room for another. So we may be spending our time upgrading our burgage plots. In fact, we'll go ahead and start upgrading some of these. And then we'll probably need to build more. So, in order to, and I think I've mentioned this before, but in order to see all this stuff, you want to hold tab. Tab gives you a ton of information. I don't know if we're going to be getting very many sheep this run. I think maybe last run I was talking about doing that, but since we didn't choose the sheep breeding, we may not go for a lot of sheep, although I might be wrong in not doing that. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. Right. So the berries seem to all have been picked. We're doing good on food, mostly berries. And we're working on this mining pit, which will be helpful later once we start leveling things up to level 3. Most notably, the church will need at least 10 roof tiles, and those will be pretty simple to come across, I think. The stone, though, we may need to import, or maybe not. Actually, we got a lot of stone right here, so we shouldn't need to worry about that too much. In fact, we may really not be needing to gather stone at this moment. Rather, we could take them off and maybe put them elsewhere that may benefit us, like the saw pit, in order to make more planks. My idea is once we get more families, because so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to make a lot of money, and then I'm gonna show you how to build a somewhat decent army from my experience. So what we're going to do is one of these burgage plots, and maybe some that we haven't built yet. We're going to go into here. We're going to construct a backyard extension, and we're going to choose the Fletcher's workshop. Okay. Doing this will take one family away that we can use permanently, because this is their only job that they're going to do. This is all they're going to focus on. This is going to make us a lot of money and a decent army, because we'll be able to build a ton of archers. The Fletcher's workshop, they're going to build these war bows. All we need are planks. So, bandits are taking a lot of our stuff. That's another problem we're going to have to deal with. So yes, this is going to allow us to make a ton of war bows, and they make a lot fairly quickly. So we're going to make probably 72 of these. Once we get up to, more families, we're going to get around 72 of these. And then everything after that, we're just going to sell for regional wealth. We may go in phases, though. So we may start with, what's an average unit size? I think it's 36. We'll make 36. And then maybe we'll sell some for a while until we can build up families. And then we'll go up to 72. And that's going to help us make a lot of money very quickly. And so, yeah, that's kind of the secret. And then later, we'll do the same thing with the cobbler's workshop. Which may be... We may go ahead and get some sheep for that, because the sheep... You set somebody here, they'll get wool, and then we can turn it into yarn, and then yarn can be turned into shoes. And I think the tailor's workshop works fairly similar. I haven't worked on the tailor's workshop before. And so yeah, other than that, we're gonna have some fun today, I hope. So smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube, and let's try to do this. So right now people are a little upset because we don't have any fuel for them. It's just gonna take a second for them to get reached, okay? Sometimes you just kind of have to let things play out. So our wild animal count's down to 3, which is a little bit scary. So one thing I did do that maybe last stream I didn't do was I bumped this up from 7, I think, or 6 to 10. Because it seems like sometimes you kill a little bit more than your limit, or these animals just die. I haven't really found out yet what's going on with that. But if this goes to 0, I believe we lose the wild animals, and I don't know that they show back up on this map. They will be here, but we'd have to claim this, and it takes a lot of time, so that's that. Okay. I am probably going to speed up time a little bit more as well. to kind of move through. I really enjoy taking things slow. But I guess it's really up to you guys if you're watching. So let me know if you'd like me to maybe move a little faster. Or if you like the slow going, we'll stay on normal speed. And we'll just kind of watch things as they slowly get built. I am completely fine with that. I actually really enjoy that. But I'm worried that if I spend too much time doing so, we may never get through this playthrough. And I'd love to complete this playthrough by defeating the Baron and taking all of this property. I believe that is our win con. So we'll see. I don't know if there's a way to actually check that or not. But I can't remember. I'm pretty sure we have to take all of the regions or defeat the Baron. The Baron's not on the map, so I don't exactly know how to beat the Baron other than by taking all of the regions. So we will do that. I think there may be... I'm kind of wondering if there is a like mode where the Baron's building stuff like we are, and we can go and attack their towns and stuff, similar to like maybe Age of Empires or games like that. But we'll see. But for this one, I'll go ahead and speed things up a little bit. I will try not to go too fast because, as I've mentioned before, it's very easy to accidentally go too fast, and then you miss out on, you know, you miss out on like some things, or you do go too fast and stuff that, you know, doesn't really work. So we do have to be careful. What I am a little concerned about right now is winter. And winter means that these berries, which they don't even seem to be growing anyway, these berries will disappear. And the only meat we can rely on as of now are these wild animals. Now, something to maybe keep in mind, and it's not something we can do right away, but this chicken coop. It is a great idea to fill a lot of your burgage plots with chicken coop, vegetables, and if you decide to do the apple orchard's great for bigger plots. So like we will probably make this one an apple orchard. But the chicken coop will produce eggs for you all year long, which is a source of food that will make your people happy. And it's also a different type of food, so it keeps your market supplies with variety as well. Let's see. We may actually do this expand living space. This is going to give us another house. We'll do this twice here. Doing this is going to basically build another house for another couple families to move in. So that way we don't have to build more burgage plots. It's a bit faster to do, and I don't believe requires maybe as much... I don't know, it's the same. It's the same. It is just a little faster because your stuff's already built. But anyway, build chicken coops. You can build goat sheds if you want to get hides. You can get hides a little faster. The only way you can get hides other than this is by importing them through trade or hunting. So I haven't done this a whole lot because I find that I tend to get plenty of hide, I guess, naturally. You don't start using a lot of your hides until later. And your hides become leather, and you don't really use a lot of that until a little bit later into the game. And maybe I'm just slow, but this is not a bad option though when you don't have, like, we don't have a rich hunting source here, so it's not a bad idea. Ooh, a Dragonair for my Twitch players. The Pokemon community game is active, and I talk about this a lot, but it is a super fun just community game that you get to play. You can catch Pokemon like this Dragonair. It's only available on my Twitch, so if you would like to play, go sign up for the extension. It's super fast, super easy, and you'll be able to participate in fun things like that. YouTube is kind of like my, how do I say, like my, not better, but just more for casual viewing, and Twitch is a little bit more maybe for interactive viewing, if that makes sense. All right. So, right now, our biggest our biggest thing is just trying to get more families and working on these burger spots. You can see that this one's already almost done. And they are doing a great job at making this level 2. And we've only got one family working. So these guys are working great, working fast. I've also kind of discovered that if you do a few things at a time, like we've probably got too much going on with 4 different builds happening. Oh, I didn't catch the dragon there. It can sometimes be a lot for your people, and everything just takes a lot longer. So another way that you can fix this is by going into construction priority and changing this to like a lot more if you want. So feel free to come in here and fix that construction priority. This will essentially, this makes things go by faster on one building at a time. So if I change this to very high, all of my builders are going to focus on this building because it's the only building that is in very high. And so it's like a order. The things that are very high go first, then high, then medium, then low, then very low. And anything that exists within the same one, potentially those things can be worked on at the same time. So we're just going to go back to medium because I don't mind them working on multiple things at the moment. They just finished this one anyway, so right now it would be good for us to try and get more of these to level 2 because every month we'll get more regional wealth, and slowly but surely we'll be able to start using that to do other things. So you can see here, this is the other house for a new family to move into. And when we upgrade it to level 2, both will upgrade to level 2. So we probably will, like I said, we want to get as much level 2 out of the, level 1 out of the way and get into level 2. Because like I said, more regional wealth, and we can get ourselves prepped for level 3, but that's a little bit later. I guess we could think about maybe where we want to put our next family once they get here. We may just leave them on unassigned for a little bit. We do have one guy on trade, but for a while, I don't think we're going to worry about trade. Let's see, just planks. We may take this guy off. No, we're not doing any other trading, I don't. Definitely. So that's just for now. We'll no trade that. We'll come back. It keeps our setting. We'll take this guy off because he's not doing anything. And we're going to have him come help build. So I do want to fix what I said about the church. So I think last time, or in the last video, I had talked about how the church, like putting somebody in here doesn't matter. It's so far, I at the time thought it was kind of useless. And for the most part, it kind of is. But if you get into a battle and people die, what's this lady doing? Okay. If you get into a battle and people die, you want to assign somebody to your church, and they will go pick up the bodies and bury them out here and make like a little cemetery. And then after they're done, you pull them out of the church, and you know. So most of the time, you probably won't have anybody in here. But don't put somebody in here all the time. Because like I said, it doesn't change it. They look for graves. That's all they do. Winter is approaching. So I think we'll be okay. We've got some bread and some berries. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm not too worried about this first winter. And I may pull this guy off the tannery because there's just no hides right now. So let's just do that. And until we get more hides, we may throw him back on. I think one thing I've noticed about this game is that you can micromanage quite a bit. And so, like, me taking this guy off the tannery, there's no hides for him to use, you know? So they're twiddling their thumbs. They're not doing anything. So let's put them somewhere else that's going to be helpful. Let's throw that guy maybe on the logging camp. And later, a lot of this stuff, I think I'm going to move. So I think in the last video, I talked a lot about farming. And I'm not saying that we won't farm this area, but something that you can do much later is that, like, this area. If we could claim this later, this is a great place to farm. Look at that. Easy for wheat, right? So now that I see that, and it's unclaimed, maybe we wait to farm this area. This area is not great. Just this little plot over here, and maybe in through here a little bit. It's great for rye, just up in here. Maybe down through here. But I'm thinking we can extend our village out, kind of like what we had talked about, and kind of come up the road a little ways. But we may not do as much farming in this region as I had once expected to. A lot of this stuff here is going to get moved. The saw pit, we're going to need this for burgage plots. This is all in the way. So what we could start doing is somewhat moving some of this stuff. Like, I think we could probably leave the stable kind of on this main road because it's going to be important. VTuber Barry, thank you so much for the follow and welcome. We may leave the small stable here because it is on the main road of our town. But everything else, like this logging camp, while it is already close to all these trees, I don't want it on the main road for my burgage plots. So I'm thinking we don't want to get into that. Why don't we put it maybe by our stone pit? That way it'll be right in this area, maybe even over here. I kind of like that idea. So let's do that. So that's immediately going to move. All of the supplies are going to be left there. And we're going to do this with a lot of our wood things. So the saw pit is also going to move. We'll put that right next to it. And the woodcutter's lodge. And we'll put this across right here. But we will focus on making them cut over here. And now we'll have all this extra space for burgage plots. We do have the small stable here. Maybe we even move this small stable just right up to the road. And this is me getting picky, but I really do think this will be better. In fact, I may move this stable on this side of town. Just to kind of spread it out a little. Let's do this. We'll do that. And a new family just moved in. Great. A lot of our families are unassigned because we've taken them from their jobs and we're rebuilding. And that's okay. And I think this is going to be a much more efficient system. Maybe not. We'll see. But to me, this is going to make this area a bit nicer for burgage plots. See how we still don't have any hides? That other family would have just been waiting here forever before they could have done anything. We're going to wait before we actually upgrade anything because all these people are coming to fix all of this. Let's actually speed up time a little bit here. You can see they're working on the saw pit here. These guys are working here. And there's... I think some of this has already been... Yeah, they are transporting the timber. This is the only bad thing about transporting is that you do have to rebuild everything, but it doesn't take up any resources. Like, you don't have to spend any extra resources. So that's nice. You can just use all the resources that were on the building to begin with. So we got the stable moved to right there, which is great. And you can see also we've accumulated a little bit more regional wealth. which is awesome. What we want. All right. And we'll be able to assign these guys right back to these jobs whenever they're done. Because we don't want to stop. Like, we only have 7 timber. We don't want to stop making timber. We need a lot of timber. Oh, and there's a little bit of some approval debuff. That's okay. We're not worried about that right now. We need this stuff done. And with 6 unassigned families, hopefully they can get on this fast. There's the saw pit. We'll go ahead and put a family right there on it so they can continue doing their job. And you can see winter is starting to get here. It's starting to get a little foggy, a little more blue. Let's make sure nothing's going on over here. We got a stable. It's starting to snow a little. So we could get another ox, and that would help. Ooh, the logging camp's done. Let's go ahead and put a family on that. Alright. Well, let's hope we have enough berries to last us for the next... It'll be close. This actually says that we have 3 months. So, that is a little bit scary. But we'll try our best to make it work. We may order an ox here. It would help with production, but we would only be at 24 regional wealth. Is there anything that we can do for trade, maybe? Oops. Where's the trade? Prompts. If we need to, I know we could import some food. Not very much, but we can. Yeah. There's not a whole lot we can really do. If we get desperate, we can start selling planks, but I'm not too concerned about it. The issue, though, is that it would become a problem. We may end up selling firewood, too. But it could become a problem, and when we try to fix the problem, it may be a bit too late. Because it takes time. So, alright, let's see. With 3 families, certainly somebody can go do something. It's just that there's not a lot to do, right? We could put another family on logging, so they'll cut trees a little bit more, and our timber should go up quite a bit. Maybe we'll make our burgage plots, the ones that we can upgrade. We'll go ahead and upgrade them. We can only do 1 because we only have 2 timber. I think that's just a trader from another realm. Slacketh. Try to catch that. Why not?
Gets raining like this and the wife will get out of bed. Says her head hurts. I tell her maybe it's screaming all the time.
I wonder if I'm playing this. Maybe this is a pokey catch. Because I haven't caught anything. All right. Do we have anybody foraging? No, we don't. I'm gonna say we would want to take them off foraging once it gets pretty close to winter, because there wouldn't be anything that they can do. We could put a family into this mining pit and work on this clay. Maybe we do that. And if we do, we'll We'll build a clay furnace right next to it. We don't necessarily need this, though, right? So, something I'm going to do here... So, okay, what's something... Something I'm going to do... Man, I didn't even catch that either. Is I'm going to go into advanced here, and if you do this on your storehouse, you'll be able to see everything that your storehouse is collecting. I'm going to take off clay, because if I'm going to build my clay furnace up here, I don't want the clay furnace, I don't want these guys to transport this all the way to my storehouse, and then my clay furnace that's right up here right next to it would have to go all the way down here and get their stuff from the storehouse. Instead, these clay deposit, they're just going to keep it in its generic storage until they're full. They won't collect any more. And then the clay furnace can just go, hey, we're right here. We're just going to go and pick it up right there. Much more efficient. I do think maybe we need to create another road, because this is a long way for them to just kind of come. Like, maybe we can just take this road right here. It's like urban. It's like something like that. There we go. So now they can kind of come straight into town this way if they want. We're gonna have a lot of stone. I don't know what all you can really use stone for other than some of your early buildings. Okay. And we may look at trying to actually get a single sheep. Although I'm not sure that that's really the smartest thing to do right now. They're 20. We could get one sheep. The only thing is if we get a sheep now, we won't be able to shear it in the wintertime because it's illegal. So we could wait. And the other thing is shearing the sheep won't get us very much wool. But we could start making that wool into yarn. Not sure. This guy's upset because there's no fuel. There's plenty of fuel right here. Just for some reason, it's just not quite reaching it. Well, there's only 8 firewood, so the firewood team over here. I think that was another thing, is that if you don't have somebody like in here actually doing work, they're not going to take firewood to their stalls, and it just doesn't reach very many people. This is another thing that I think I don't quite understand fully, is this clothing stall is now abandoned. There's 10 leather sitting in there. I don't know why it's abandoned, because nobody's died. So it could just be that the guys at the tannery, I really don't know, to be honest with you. But I could destroy it, which is what I've normally been doing. And that leather is going to be sitting out here somewhere. Can't really see it, but somebody will come by and pick it up. And then a new stall can be built. So let's speed up time a little bit here. One family's just moving all these huge rocks. And we can pull them anytime we need them. That's just kind of, I guess you could say, kind of nice that we're doing that, but we don't really need them to be doing that. So, same with the guys working on the clay. I guess we're getting clay now. Yeah, so they're working on the clay. And see, that's going to stay in their generic storage. So if we build a furnace, we can start making roof tiles, which is great. We'll be able to do this. We may actually just go ahead and do that. We may just do that. So we're going to put this right next to it. And they'll come and build that. And here in a little bit, we'll actually be able to upgrade our church, which will give us level 2, and I believe it also gives us some influence, which we need a lot of later. A lot of people are upset because there's no clothing. We got rid of that clothing though, and now they're upset. Somebody else will come by and build another one, I'm sure. And I bet we go ahead and probably be smart to upgrade this as well. We won't be able to move it from where it's at, but I like where it's at, so. You can see, look at the work that these guys are doing on these trees. So let's actually make sure that they're cutting in the right direction. We can kind of do this, and they already are, but just in case they decide to go across the street, look, we want them to take care of all of this. And I don't think they really will ever get this far. Maybe they do, but they will only hunt in that area now. And then this woodcutter's lodge, we want to do the same thing. Actually, we may move them a little bit more. Well, it's okay. We'll just have them do that area. And now they're only going to cut that area. Perfect. Alright. And we may move these stone cutters, because I want some of this stuff done really right now. So we'll get another unassigned to kind of work on some of this stuff. Let's see, that's going to make this traveling a little bit easier because we built that road there. We'll speed up again. We're doing pretty good. We got a lot of stone. We may sell some of that stone. Like I said, I don't know what exactly you use stone for. Because you need iron for iron slabs and stuff. Let's look in here. Maybe you need it for helmets. Or things like that. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, not sure. Maybe we don't need very much stone. I know you need it for some buildings, but you don't seem to need it for very much more than that. Okay, we have reached winter. So it is going to, typically, I think what happens in winter, oh cool, another family, is that it snows, which we should be seeing that happen very shortly. And all seasonal work has come to an end. So these berries do not grow very well. I don't think they grew a whole lot, which is weird, because now they're shrinking. But anyway. Oh yeah, we're still working on this. We're getting there. It should start snowing. Like I said, all seasonal work comes to an end, so berries typically growing. Any sort of farming you do is basically done. You can't farm anymore. And we hope for the best. We hope we make it through. So look, our army is at 20 out of... So we only have 20 of each, so our army is at max. If we want, it may not be a bad idea to attempt to fight these guys. I feel like we could beat them. Not sure though. It is a little scary. There are some of these camps that have nobody there. Those are some guys there. But I think we try to show it off. It's winter, so let's just try to show it off. So we're gonna send our men to rally up right there. And now I'll show you. Okay, so it's gonna talk about how to move units. I know how to do that. I'm gonna kind of show you what this looks like. Yes, this is also telling us about just how our units kind of function. So right now, our units are kind of scattered because they had to make, wherever they were working, they're not working now. So there's 20 people not working because they're going to where I told them to rally. So they are very well split up. All of these are options we can do in combat to change maybe how combat works. We can give ground, which means when we're battling, we're actually moving backwards, luring the enemy to kind of follow. We have missiles, so that's if you know, archers are in range. Then there's like a balanced, there's stand your ground where you work more defense, but you're not attacking as much. This is great to maybe save units if you want, and maybe wait for reinforcements or something like that, or have archers. Push forward is just like it says, you're going in full force at the expense of your defense. So right now we can kind of see they're in our home region, so that makes them kind of get a buff. But if we keep them running, their fatigue is, they're going to be very fatigued. And we don't want them to get too fatigued for this battle. So we're like going to rally them and let them sit for a while to regain fatigue. You can see that their effectiveness changes based on what they're doing, their terrain, how well they're lined up, things like that. And then morale. If our morale goes down, even if there's units still alive, these units will they will basically be broken and they will retreat. So we do have to be careful for that. They don't like being surrounded by trees. It makes them a little scared. That's okay. And this also, I don't know if I showed this, but we can toggle this off and on to change how, like, them running or whatever. So typically, like in battles, if you're making the enemy move uphill, you're doing a good job. If you're running downhill, you can run into them. You want to try and force the enemy into bad territory and us into good territory. So this is all pretty dang flat, right? So we're gonna maybe try to move up in here and maybe just prepare for defense right here. It's a little bit downhill, but I think it'll be okay. So they're almost to where I told them to go. And their fatigue's not terrible. It is kind of bad, actually. I was looking at this bottom yellow bar. Alright, and you can see these guys have spotted us. The reason I know that is because they're in a group and they're coming. I'm gonna try and catch that Doduo. I feel like a Doduo would be easy to catch, right? I'm just gonna pull up my... If I don't catch this, I'm definitely gonna think something's going on with my... on my side. I already have a Doduo. Unless I just caught it and I didn't realize it. If that's the case, it would be kind of salty that I can just see that. I'm definitely using Pokeballs, though. I just checked my inventory. Alright, anyway, getting sidetracked. So, they are coming to us. They've spotted us, they know we're coming, and they've decided that they're going to come and fight us. So let's go ahead and try to get to here. This could be kind of a bad idea. See how they're walking to preserve their fatigue. We're gonna try and just run up in there. This could be a super bad idea, but their effectiveness too. Like they're gonna be 98% effective in battle. Oh, I caught it. I caught Doduo. We're only gonna be 32%, so that could be a game changer. But also we have 4 more men than them. So we're gonna stand here. We're gonna have them walk now. We're just gonna kind of have them in this position. And we're gonna let this fatigue kind of regain. We're gonna gain our effectiveness up a little bit as we prepare here. But the fatigue is what is causing some issues for us. So if we win this battle, we can take their camp and we can get some money. And we're going to use that for regional wealth if so, because we need some of that to kind of get our trade going. As you can see, they're coming. They're very effective. They're 99% versus our 64. So this is a bit scary, actually. But I think the battling in this game is really interesting. Yeah, our fatigue is pretty low, but our balance gives us a pretty big morale boost there. So. And there's ways to get more than 100% effectiveness. Certain ground advantage and things like that. Here they come. Check this out. Look at the battling, and the battles are not quick. They actually take a little while to do. People don't die very fast, you know? So it's really cool to see. And they are outnumbered a little bit, so let's just hope that maybe we don't lose very many units, if any, and that we can beat them here. Is that a dead guy right there? Can't really tell. Oh, they're starting to fall. I saw one of their bodies fall. It's snowy, kind of, so... And we can check our numbers here. Like, we're at 19, actually, so we've killed quite a few of them. We've lost a couple guys, unfortunately. But we've won. We've broken them, so they run away. They're kind of being weird. But we did it! And that is battle. So now we get to go claim our rewards. And I don't think we have to worry about any other brigands. We did lose 2 units, unfortunately. Had we probably had better effectiveness, that may not have happened. Unfortunate. So, even though we can't see the bodies, there are bodies there. What we're going to do is... we can now kind of show off the church. We'll put a family in here. And if we look at people... soon, they're going to go collect those bodies of our soldiers that we lost. And they'll bring them back. And they will build small crosses, like basically kind of like gravestones. And make a little graveyard here. So, like, the level of detail is something that I still cannot get over in this game. It is crazy to me. That is the level of detail. You know what I mean? Like, even like the dead bodies will be collected here, and they will actually make a graveyard. Like, it's crazy to me. So anyway, let's see how our army is doing. Trudging through the snow. They're very tired. They're at 33%. Effectiveness. The fatigue is low too. I think they get fatigue from battle as well. So.
Stay together.
All right, so we just collected this, and we got a message. It says, while searching through the enemy belongings, you find a stash of goods that can be sent to your people who need them. Though it is my right, so I can put this in my treasury. or I can send them to my nearest town, which basically gives us regional wealth. We're going to do this first. And look, 189. Check that out. That is a lot. So now we're just going to send these guys back. And now we've got some trading that we can do. We could do something with this. 222 is a lot. That's why this is kind of important to kind of try to capture these when you can. Obviously do better than what I did if you can, because it sucks that we had to lose people. Because, and this is the other bad thing about losing people, is you lose their equipment as well. So these guys had they wield shields and spears. Well, when they die, those shields and spears disappear. You can't pick them back up and like use them. They're gone forever. So you do have to keep that in mind. When you lose units, you also lose their equipment, and the only way to get that back is by making it or buying it. So keep that in mind. Let's see, have they built... They still have not finished this furnace. It is far away, though. Let's see. So we could... Oh, we actually have... Oh, 411. How did we get more? How did we get so much more? I don't know. How did we get so much more? Regional wealth gained 189. We gained it twice. And we got some resources to our inventory. Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, that's awesome. That's very good, actually. Okay. Well... I'm thinking we start working on... Maybe we get one of these to be an apple orchard. So I'm thinking this, so I can kind of showcase this. It takes around 3 years to get the trees fully grown. That's okay, though. We'll start on it now. So this will be an apple orchard. We probably won't do too many of these. We'll do one more. Because they do, seems like they take forever. And then, I think we want to start, what else should we do? Should we make chickens? I'm kind of thinking maybe we do some goats and get some more leather going. It wouldn't hurt to have a little bit. Let's see. I don't want to do artisans still because, like I said, we just don't have a lot of families. Maybe we do goats. Let's just do one. I actually haven't done the goat shed yet. And by the way, they do have to usually come and build. The orchard, I think it just happens, but like they'll have to come build the shed for goats. See, that finished very quick. So now you can see there's a new building back here. And there will be goats back in here. I don't believe I need to buy them. They take care of it themselves. Alright. Our approval is not enough cloth variety. So they want more cloth. It's like, bruh. Well, we could put this guy back in this tannery now that we're going to be making more hides a little bit more often. And he will set up a stall, or he probably will set up a stall for leather. He'll end up selling leather to everybody. That would make them happy. We don't have a clothing supply stall. How's this up here going? They're getting there. They need one more stone, and then they can finish it. Okay. I like this. I like what we're doing. I really want to get more families. And then maybe we'll try to get one group to start working on Fletcher's bows. And then we can start trading. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just ahead of time, I'm going to establish a route for these war bows. Paying 25 gold. And we'll set this to export. We want right now, what is it, 20? Or what did I say, 36? So we want 36, and then we'll export anything after that. I'll set it to no trade because it'll be sitting up here like, hey, by the way, you don't have somebody in the thing, and then you better do that if you actually want to do anything. So we're gonna get prepared to make bowmen. We'll do this, and you can see 36 is the max. I believe we can get way more of these guys, which actually, don't forget to do that, by the way. I just forgot that they've been sitting up there for a long time. Don't forget to do that because these guys are not working. They're not doing anything. They were just sitting up here. So don't forget that. I went ahead and did this, and since we don't have any bows, they won't get anything, but whenever we do, automatically, they will go grab all these war bows once we start producing. Hey, Rob Yoder, this looks great and really appreciate you talking through what you're doing. Well, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you're here and watching. It's still a new game, so I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I do good at it, I guess, explaining. But feel free to chime in and ask questions or anything like that. And thank you for being here. So, we've got... Oh, okay. I thought there was still somebody on this. I was going to say, we have a lot of stone. I don't really want them working on this because we just don't need very much stone right now. So, we're doing great on timber and planks. These guys are doing a great job at cutting. We're doing good with the saw pit. Honestly, not doing too bad right now. It's just hoping that we get through the winter. We only have 57 berries. I'm kind of wondering if maybe we don't make maybe one of these a chicken coop. I don't think it really matters. And so I think I mentioned this earlier, but I'll do it again, is that the chicken coop is so important because unlike vegetables or even maybe the apple orchard and any other way to get food besides hunting, like berries, you can't get them in the winter. You can't get anything else in the winter by farming. The only other meat that you can get in the winter, or not meat, the only other food you can get is meat in the wintertime because of hunting wild animals. So, chickens actually will produce eggs for you even throughout the wintertime all year long. And so that's why this is actually a really great option to help make food. It also provides food variety, which eventually your people will complain about. They're like, hey, we're tired of eating berries all the time. We want something different. Eggs kind of helps prevent that for a little while. So let's just turn this house. Well, let me think. Because when you turn houses into artisans, you want to kind of think about where those are going to be. I think this is okay. So we're going to turn this burgage plot, and this is cool because you're going to get to see it change. We're going to change this burgage plot into a chicken coop. It's going to cost 25 of that regional wealth, which is why earlier we went and fought the bandit camp so we can start doing things like this. That one bandit camp is going to give us so much progression. We're going to take this chicken coop. It's going to clear out all that junk back there. It's going to take like 2 seconds for them to come and build this. And then we're going to start to be able to build a supply of eggs. It won't be very many with one house, but I think we should do both of these houses. And look at that. Here's our little chicken coop. Let's go into cinematic mode. Nothing fancy. But it is going to provide us another way to get food. And it'll make a lot of these guys quit complaining, because there's a lot of them complaining right now. So they're like, hey, we want different stuff. They actually want clothing. So it's like really? You guys need clothes? You can't just run around naked? I mean, come on. Give me some slack. All right. I think we should build some more burgage plots. We are at 11 families, and, well, doesn't seem like we have any room for anybody else. So, we're going to turn this whole area into burgage plots. And that'll build us 5 more. That's kind of janky, actually. Hold on. How far back do we want to go? We can go super far back. We can go like all the way back here if we wanted to. That was a huge... Could you imagine your backyard looking like that? That's some crazy backyard. I don't know if I want to go that far back though. Maybe we do something like this. I like that. Yeah, why can't they cut you some slack? Yeah, cut me some slack. I'm out here just like telling y'all how to live and, you know, just kind of like building everything for you guys. But it's whatever. You know, it's whatever. Oh, food stall. Look at that. More food. Can you believe it? What is going to be on this food stall? And a clothing stall. This is what they were complaining about. They wanted clothes. There you go. You know, you get clothes. Okay. Well, let's see. Haven't yet seen any eggs come in, but we did just build it, so. What else? We are working on hides, which is great. I think this is... Yeah, he's the one that just built the stall. That's going to make people super happy. Burgage plot level 2. It was over here, wasn't it? Alright. Very nice. Everything seems to be going well. We're still making planks. We've got quite a few in here. We're still doing great with timber. We just used a bunch of our timber. Firewood is doing well. Hey, they finally finished the clay furnace. So we'll be able to make roof tiles. Something that I think we will do... Oh, it just became January. Something that I think we will do is the manor, okay? So this is essentially like if I could be like, let me show you. This guy, me. Can't see my face for some reason, but me. There we go. I need somewhere to live. I'm not living anywhere. I'm just kind of here sometimes, and then other times I'm not. By the way, if this is the first time you're seeing this, this is on the foot mode. So you can actually walk around the town that you've built as the Lord. It's really actually a really cool cinematic version of this game. I actually really like doing this because it's like so neat to be able to walk around everything I've built. I can run. I don't think I can jump, but it's cool to see all my people kind of doing their thing. I kind of wish I could talk to them and like they could tell me like just fun little things, but in the meantime, how quickly does the in-game time pass? So it moves by months, and each month I would say if you're playing on normal speed probably takes like, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, and the month will go to the next month. And you can go fast forward times 4 speed and times 12 speed. There's not like a days. It doesn't really operate in days, although sometimes you will see that it gets dark and the sun comes out. But it really doesn't operate by days. It operates by months. You can kind of see we're in year 2, I guess. It is January, so we've just completed our first year. So you can kind of see, like, spring is from March to May, summer is June to August, autumn is September to November, and winter is December to February. Yeah. So you can drop down anywhere. If I come over here, let's see if it may drop me down. Yeah, so it kind of drops you down wherever you're looking. So you can kind of like get super close and see these details. It's really cool, and I could see them adding more like fun things to interact with as they flesh out the game more. Sometimes you're able to kind of like see people doing their jobs, which is really cool. Like this guy's gonna collect this, looks like he's gonna collect one of these here. Maybe. Yeah. So it's really cool. It's really cool, because even like looking like right here, this is such a cool view. It's such an awesome looking view. I mean, of this little town we've created. So anyway, what I was saying though is that we need to build a place for us to live, and that's the manor. This is kind of like your city hall, your castle, your base of operation, like your headquarters, whatever you want to call it. This is something you're going to need to build, and it is a bit expensive, requiring 5 wood, 20 planks, and 15 stone. But this is going to allow us to start taxing people. And so, we're going to be hated because we tax people. But it's going to give us money, and it's going to also give us what are called retinue. And retinue are soldiers that will fight for you. And they're not workers. They just kind of generally protect you and things like that. So typically, in medieval fashion, I feel like this needs to be built up on a hill somewhere. But you still have to remember, the farther away you are, the longer it's going to take for them to build it. But it will look really cool. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure. Like when you zoom in down low, you can really get to see, you're able to kind of see the ground. Yo, friendly mom friend coming in from Twitch. How is it going? Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. We're trying to figure out where we're going to build our castle. I'm kind of thinking maybe up in here. It's kind of on a hill. It starts out as this little house, but later we'll be able to make it look way cooler. It's good. Just got some work done on my fish tank. How is your little fish tank? I love that you have a fish tank, by the way. What kind of fish are going to be in? Let's build our castle like up here. Boom. Castle planner. All right. So we are building our castle. This is a work in progress feature, which means there's going to be a lot more probably added to this since this game is still in alpha, for those who don't know. Essentially, this is how you build your castle. So we have this little ring of area to build. So we can build walls and gates. We can build towers. Here's like our towers we can build. We can build... For some reason, it's being kind of weird. It's being a little funky. We could build a garrison tower, which is pretty cool. This gives us more retinue. And we can build a tax office that currently says cosmetic only, which means I think eventually this will probably have some sort of functionality. But for now, we're only going to commit to building our manor because it's going to cost a lot and it's going to take a long time to build. Later, we'll come and build walls and gates and other fun stuff. And we'll go ahead and build a road. And for fun, we'll kind of weave it in and out a little. We'll do something like this. Because what's a road to the castle without it being a little weavish? You know what I'm saying? They're doing so good. I need to clean it pretty bad. I want to get another tank, too. I have 3 marbled goldfish and a koi. I love koi. Koi are so cool. We actually have them working on a lot of stuff right now. They're building a lot of these burgage plots. So we're going to keep 2 families on assignment while they do this. Heyo! Yoder Plays Games, thank you for the subscribe. Dude, 12 months. That's a year. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you for coming from YouTube to Twitch and subscribing, man. I really appreciate that. That's super awesome. Thank you so much. And now you get some of my emotes that you can use. So, very cool, dude. His name is Whiskers because he's got some whiskers. Wasn't creative. Oh, man, that's okay. That's okay. I like it. I like it. Isn't it crazy how time flies? It sure is, man. It is very crazy, actually. You know, I met you guys, what was it, like 2 or 3 years ago? And that's kind of when we started D&D, so... Man, oh, man. So glad that you guys are still around. You guys are awesome. There's been a lot of people that I've met through streaming, you know, and as time goes on, some people kind of move on or, you know, they do whatever. And so I'm just glad that you guys are still here and hanging out and, you know, just being my friend. So I really appreciate it. You're stuck with us, bud. Good. You're stuck with me. I really want to play more games and stuff with you guys. Alright. I don't know how often our goats are producing hides. Look at this little guy. You guys want to... Let's get down in person here and find... Where's our... There we go. Let's go see our little goats. Check it out. This little goat he's been impaled. They built the fence through this goat. Look at his beard. Oh. He's fixed. A wall goat, my favorite kind. Look at him. I wonder if we can see the chickens. We can see the chickens. We really need to do a game night? Well, we've got one on the Discord schedule. So if you're watching and you're not in my Discord, do !Discord in the chat and come and join the Discord where we do all kinds of fun stuff. Look at the chickens. Super cool. People want more cloth. I don't know, like, I guess I could try to get sheep. But we're running out of leather. We're not getting enough hides. Screaming in the Pokebetch. I kind of want to try to get an Ekans as well. Hold on. I'm so glad I got this working. I love that Gray Amorphous uses it. And I love that it actually... The Pokemon actually transfer between, like, different streams. Like, it's not just one stream that always stays on. I'm just gonna make multi-chat just a bit smaller. Because it does take up quite a bit of screen. You don't... What? Yoder, you don't have any balls? You also earn Poké on multiple streams. Oh, that's cool. You just get Poké just from like hanging out, right? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, our people are not very happy with our supply, it seems. We're not reaching very many people. That tends to kind of fix itself. Hey, you got Ekans. It incentivizes you to chat. Well, I mean, I'm cool with that. That means I get to chat to you guys. Go chat away. Let's see how they're doing on our manor. Nothing. it might be a little bit. We could tell them to work on that before anything else. Looks like this lady is coming from out of the woodworks to transport that timber. But you can see here that they're also working on some of these other burgage plots first. So they're actually all pretty close to completion. So and this is normal speed. I love how fast these kind of go up and just the progress. They did not have to get this detailed with this game.
Is it me? Or is that hinge?
They did not have to. They did not have to get as detailed as to put each board on a house where it's supposed to go. Like you could ever get me to not chat? Yeah, right. Unless it's a DVD stream late at night, I fall asleep. Hey, I totally get that. I don't know how you can fall asleep because that game's kind of scary, especially at night. But I totally get it. But yeah, this game, crazy detailed, and it's only going to get better as time goes on. I think we're going to make it through winter. I'm feeling pretty good. Our approval rating is not great. Berries, meat, bread. I mean, we could try to build more chicken coops. That may be a good idea. Because then we'll get more eggs. I mean, we got orchards going, too. But let's go ahead and build a chicken coop here. I think you need to have a lot of chicken coops to actually get a substantial amount of eggs. But on some of my other playthroughs, and maybe I just do have a lot, but I do see that like when I'm getting eggs, I think it just takes a little bit of time. And we may build one more like goat shed somewhere. I mean, we could do this as a goat shed. I don't want to use too many of these because hides, like, I just need to be kind of careful because it'll be easy to use too many of these for like stuff that we can end up importing later on. But we can always change these too, I guess. I shouldn't be worrying about it too much. So let's do one goat shed here. And we'll have a few more goats. And then some of these others, I kind of think like even like this burgage plot, we may end up turning it into our Fletcher's workshop. Which we may be doing somewhat soon. And as I've said before, the Fletcher's workshop is going to give us war bows, and it's going to be one of the main ways that we earn regional wealth. Once we start doing that, we'll start battling some of these brigands a little more often while we can. It won't take very much longer for this Hildebolt von Baron Hootenanny is going to start taking all of these regions. But he will not attack us. He will not attack us until we declare war on him. Oops, need to do that. At least in this version of the game that we're playing. There are other modes of the game that he will be like available to fight right away, or he will try to fight you right away. And then there's modes where he's not even present, and it's just kind of a city builder. Are you playing against other players or AI? At the moment, there is no online multiplayer. So I am playing against AI, and I'm playing against these guys. So the Outlaws, which are these bandit camps, and Hildebolt is kind of this version. He's got a city built somewhere way off map. And so the only way that we can beat him is by, I believe, taking all of these regions. And taking regions costs influence. If we try to take his region, he's going to get mad at us and try to fight us. So, and the way we get influence is by tithing from the church, or not from the church, I guess, but tithing from our manor. We can tithe food, and that'll get us influence, conquering brigands, and yeah, I guess upgrading our church and manor will give us plenty of influence. So later there'll be some big, massive battles that we'll have to be a lot more strategic about, and I may need y'all's help. I want to do the city builder. You certainly can, and it's actually really cool because you don't have to worry about getting attacked. It actually gets rid of the AI and the outlaws, so you can just kind of build in peace, never needing to worry about the military aspect of the game. The way you win that game, I believe, is just by upgrading everything to level 3 and establishing like we become a large village. I believe you get to a large town or city, and then that's how you win that version of the game. And then there's an endless mode that you can choose to keep doing after you beat that version of the game. And you can just keep building, keep doing whatever you want. So I think later on they're going to add more, probably like where they will be on the map with you. And so we'll be able to go and like attack their towns, and it'll be kind of like an RTS. Or that the trade will look a little bit better. Like instead of me trading off map, like these are off map trade points. You might be able to actually go and trade to other cities that are on the map. I think that would be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to have the AI's city, like settlements being built on the map with you. And so we can choose to go attack them if we want, in kind of an Age of Empires-ish, or you know, some of those like RTS versions of games. But I don't want it to feel too much like a StarCraft, you know, because this is the important part of the game, and it's kind of what it's built on, is city building, you know? It's not really known for going, while attacking and stuff is definitely part of the game, it's more known for this amazing city building aspect. So I don't really know, you know? I say that I want their city to be out here and we can go and attack it, but would that make it too much of a we've got to get our troops together and go fight kind of game versus the city building? I don't really know. It could very well turn into that. All right. Well, we finished our burgage plots here, and they've begun transporting all of the materials to the manor. If you want, you can actually click on this, and it tells you what they've transported here. So if you're like, man, what is taking so long? How far away are they? Because right now it shows basically 0%. Well, they've transported 5 timber. Now they've got to get to the planks and the stone. The stone they have to carry single-handed. Like, they don't bring it like in carts, which I think is kind of weird. And we'll try to catch them doing that. Let's see. Yeah, and so if we had just left the stone in the stonecutters camp, they would only have to travel to there. But instead, they're gonna have to come all the way to the storehouse, pick the stone up, walk all the way up this mountain of a hill, and drop it off here. I think, weirdly enough, they will get planks, and they will put the planks in like a cart and cart planks up the hill. But they won't do it for stone. So I don't know if the stone is just too big or what, but I don't know. It's interesting to me. Okay, how are we doing here? Food variety. it's kind of meh. But, you know, it's okay. Let's try to get these to level 2. And level 2 is important because we need to get regional wealth, and every month, for every one of these that are level 2, you get 1 regional wealth. So the more burgages that we have that are level 2, the more regional wealth we'll gain, just kind of off of a, I guess it's like a general tax. It says here, it will generate 1 regional wealth per family per month. So it adds up. We'll do these right here. The only bad thing about doing it is once you do it, they require a little bit more to be happy. They want a tavern. They want a leveled up church. They want more clothing, things like that. We actually need to take this guy out of the wooden church. I guess for some reason, he never went and collected those bodies. So, and I can't believe I actually left him in there for a long time. You do have to be careful about that. I make that mistake very often. Leaving people in places where they're not actually, like, working. They're just kind of twiddling their thumbs. So needy. I know. Alright, let's put a guy here. A family there. That he's going to collect this clay out of here. He's going to make roof tiles. And we need 10 of those to upgrade our church. And when we do that, we'll get more influence. People will become a bit happier. And that's just one less upgrade we're going to really need to worry about. Later on, too, we will need roof tiles for everything that needs to be level 3. Currently, level 3 is the highest level for buildings. Once you get them to level 3, it's kind of like, okay, accomplished. I think at that point, you probably want to start looking at going and fighting. But I know I mentioned I kind of wanted to wait, but I think I don't want to. I think well, we need to actually upgrade this one of these plots. So once one of these, because I may, I don't know. I don't know if I want these to become orchards or not, but this is a good spot anyway. Let's go ahead. I want to create the Fletcher's Workshop because I want to start getting bows. This is going to take, you'll notice in the top left corner, this is going to take a family away permanently unless I destroy this house. But I think it's worth it. I think it's going to help us start to get more regional wealth. And I think it's really going to start propelling us forward. So let's do this. Watch this. Boom. See that how that went down? This family is going to start working on these bows, and all they need are planks. And they're going to build these fairly quickly. Once we start building our archer militia, we're going to start taking out these brigands, and we're not going to take any losses. I'm calling it now. We're not going to lose anyone. Not a single one. You've watched The Walking Dead, and you kind of know that funny little reference. Not one. Not a single one. You'll know what I'm talking about. Ooh, a jump bluff has appeared. Alright. And look, so now, okay, cool. So I was waiting to see that we actually have eggs kind of in the storehouse. So we've got 3 eggs now in there. Oh, it's February. So just every month, I guess, just new mercenaries are available. And I guess that's something I didn't really talk about. So if we want to hire mercenaries, instead of using our own people and taking them away from their jobs, you can hire mercenaries. If you pull up the army menu, it'll show your current armies. But we can also hit create new units. Now, this is where we would go to select what type of units we want to make. But if we don't want to do that, we can click hire mercenaries. Oh, let it save. Hire mercenaries. And it shows this month's, basically, mercenaries that we're allowed to hire. And some of them are kind of goofy. So we have, like, the Ravenous Vultures. They're well-disciplined fighters, and for an unknown reason, they discarded the sword and only use maces and axes. And they'll cost 110 a month. Green Caps, a reformed band of outlaws sporting fashionable green hats for which they are known. And the Flock of Crazy Geese. The origin of the goose is vague. A lot of members used to be broke farmers. Practically anyone can join as long as they do not fear death. Kind of funny. So we can hire these for this much a month. Some are stronger than others, some are weaker. But you can see, like, we're going to get infantry, spearmen, and archers. So we're not going to do that because we don't have any money. We have 0 in the treasury, and they don't take regional wealth. The Flock of Crazy Geese, at your service. Okay, can we hire some of the best mercenaries that are available right now? Oh, yeah. So there's the Flock of Crazy Geese available. I say what? The who? The Flock of Crazy Geese. Is there anyone else, really? No. There's nobody else. It's the Flock of Crazy Geese. They're probably also the cheapest for you as well. Just you might want to consider them. Okay. Are they actually geese, or are they are people? Yeah, yes, yeah, they're people. Okay. All right, so we are starting to use a bit more firewood. We may need to assign a family to help with firewood. I haven't really seen us have very many hides, so I think the goats are probably helping. It's just that we're not getting ahead of the game when it comes to leather. Just got some meat. All right, we just finished the Fletcher's shop, y'all. So it tells you they can produce multiple types of goods. In this case, these guys can't. They will only produce war bows. This is where, for us, I think the game is going to start picking up a little bit. They are going to start making these war bows, and it won't take very long. If you guys remember in the trading post, I had earlier mentioned that this is how we're going to make money. Once we get up to about 36, we'll start selling them for 5 silver, gold. I don't really know what the currency is. Wealth, I guess. 5 wealth per bow. And they make these fast. It does not take very long. So we'll be checking this often, but this is kind of like their workstation, I suppose. Very nice. All right, let's see. Timber. Let's well, we're still working on these burgage plots, and we're still working on the manor. The manor's finally starting to get built. Well, actually, no. We're still transporting things. It takes a while. The manor has a lot, and we've placed it far away from everything. But it will look so cool once we get it built. There's going to be a few other things that we build onto it, too. So the manor is just kind of a long process. We don't have to put it there, either. We could have placed it right here in the middle of town. But that's not super effective, and I just think it would be better outside of town. That way you're not, like, well, once we get it built, you know, we have that circle, that radius where we can build things. Doing that in the middle of town is not super efficient, but I'm sure people will do it. Maybe we go ahead and assign one family to help with that. Seems like we're having a bit of trouble with firewood. Getting to everybody. We have 2 stalls. This one's not super full, but we'll start to produce more firewood. And maybe that will help reach everybody for fuel, because these guys are not getting anything. That's not good. It's the middle of February, and we're freezing out here.
Meat! Get your meat here! So fresh it's practically still new.
Alright. doing pretty good. Is this... Yeah, this guy says... So you can see he's made some roof tiles. How many do we have, actually? Does it show in here yet? Sometimes they've got to transport. Okay, so he's only made 3. I think this takes a bit of time. Alright, let's speed up time a little bit. We're not really doing much. We're just kind of watching everything. So we're just going to kind of speed through some time. Wait for things to get built. Wait for things to get upgraded. There's a lot of things that people are working on. Seems like they're going to finish some of these burgage plots rather than maybe work on the manor. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, the manor's going to take some time. Even if it's like the highest priority, I don't know if I want them to only be working on the manor. Well, also, we only have one family that's working. So I'll show you as well. That's another thing that I don't think a lot of people, when I first saw people playing this game or heard about it, was that they kept thinking, it's like, okay, this is one person. I've got 12 people, but that's not... The game works a little bit differently than maybe most other games would with this type of mechanic. Is that these are all family. Each family has multiple people that work on projects. So right now we have a whole family that is assigned to construction. So right now there's like 1, 2, 3 people in this family working. But sometimes these families will split up and do other jobs, I've noticed. So you do have to think that you're not putting one person on a job. Like, well, I'm not putting one person to go and collect things for my storehouse. I have a whole family. If I click on people here, you see 3 people are part of this family. And they're all working to be as efficient as possible. So they're going to finish some of these upgrades that we've got going. Are there any other upgrades that I've got besides the manor? I don't think so. I may just let them work on the manor. So we can kind of get going here. Mortgage plot level 2 is complete. You can see they've already started collecting planks here in our Fletcher's shop. Soon they're going to be making bows. You can see actually Andreas and Jacob are crafting right now. They're making those bows right now. So soon we're going to have war bows. And automatically, these guys are going to equip them. Actually, we've already made 4. Check that out. So they're equipped, which is why they're not showing up in our inventory. They've already equipped 4 bows. So, yeah, they're working fast. Let's see. We're doing okay with firewood. Uh-oh, Tommen is sick. So, we can build a herb garden, and that kind of helps with people getting sick faster. They get over their sickness. I guess we could build this, but I'm not like really... I don't think I'm going to do that until probably next month in spring, when we're going to have to start putting people back on forager huts and our seasonal stuff will start again. Which is coming fast. The snow is going to start melting, and maybe it already is. Yeah, it seems like it is. We're making our way through. And that's another thing too, is that now that we're... Oh my gosh, bandits are taking our clay. Now that we're constantly having a need for planks here in the Fletcher shop, our planks may kind of... If they don't keep working, like there's a chance that we'll start losing all of our planks due to bows. unless we tell them to stop working. So we need to keep an eye on our plank, our plank usage. I'm not too worried about it though. I think we're pretty efficient right now with our setup. So. Let's see, these guys are transporting some planks. It's kind of cool to watch them. It looks like they're carrying multiple planks, but I promise they're only carrying one. Or at least maybe they're groups. Maybe it's like 5 groups of planks. But this lady's carrying just some wood, logs. All right, so yeah, some people are a little upset for approval. Like, this guy really needs some fuel. You know, I'm trying, my dude. There's fuel here. It just hasn't been able to reach him quite yet. The more like fuel that you make, like, so that's another thing. It's like the more that you make, the more it'll reach. Another thing too is like, I don't think a lot of people know this. These stalls do get created randomly, like where they start, but I can pick this up and build it like over here, like close to the road. And that would probably make it a bit easier for access. So let's see, let me just do it as close to the road as I can. Look at that. It's gonna take all this stuff and they're gonna build it right here. Let's go super fast really quick. Actually, it may take a little bit because they're trying to work on the manor. Yeah, it's gonna take them just a tiny bit because they're trying to work on other things. Man, it seems like it takes forever to get playing. Where is our roof tiles? Do roof tiles not... I'm pretty sure we just saw them, didn't we? Okay, there we go. 18 roof tiles. That's great. I think... Okay, cool, they finished it. Oh no, that was a different start. Okay, cool. So we don't need any more roof tiles for a little while, so I'm gonna pull these guys off. I'm gonna pull these guys off of that, and we'll get more families kind of working on construction. I just wanted enough to upgrade the church. Later, when we need to get to level 3, we'll revisit this, but for a while, this is actually just gonna sit here, unless something happens. But I don't think I can think of as if it catches on fire. But we're going to go ahead and get the church upgraded. We're going to... First, though, we want to have them finish some of this other stuff. So, with 3 other families working, it's going to be a bit better. Firewood stall. So that's this one. And then now it's being called abandoned. So, I don't quite know why. Because we just moved it, but now it's abandoned. So I don't know. Maybe there's a bug. I've seen people move their stalls and they work. So not sure. We'll just destroy it. Maybe that's why it wasn't working to begin with, is because there just wasn't. This guy has got plenty. You just need it to reach. And it will soon. It's at 93%. So we're doing good. And I believe we will make it into new berry season where we can collect a lot more berries. And we'll be fine on food again for a while, but people are going to start moving in and we're going to need some more food. So our options are, once we start selling some of these war bows, we're at about 11 out of 36. Once we start selling them, we'll be able to import food if we need to. I'm hoping that's not the case. I'm hoping maybe we can continue to maybe build some... I'm hoping that these orchard trees will come to life, and we'll be able to get a bunch of apples. I'm hoping that maybe we build some more chicken coops. And speaking of that, we'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll have enough eggs to kind of mill us over for some time. We may not get to farming for a while. I feel like farming is actually more of a late game. Unless you get the heavy plow earlier. But even still, farming just takes a lot of your people. It takes a lot of time. Farming is kind of tough. And so I wonder if even doing like trapping is probably better. OMG, why can't I catch anything? Dude, I just think it's a... I don't know. It happened to me earlier. I tried to catch like 4 things, I think, before you got here. And I did not catch a single one. So... But I think some of these like developments are like forest management, doubles capacity of berry deposits. This is great, but it doesn't help you in the wintertime. This trapping seems to give you a passive income of meat, which makes me think that this is going on all of the time, which I kind of like, even in the wintertime. Beekeeping, I don't know. I've never actually done the beekeeping. Is this rigged? Surely not. Surely not. I don't know a whole lot about beekeeping. I haven't done it. You can only have 2 apiaries in each region. So I wonder if it is pretty good. All of this other stuff down here is just like more... I haven't done it. Armor making. I tend to go with the trade because this is very, like, I think it's kind of broken, actually. It's really good. And I've tried on different accounts. Orchardry, sheep breeding is okay. It might be better if you have a lot of sheep, but it takes a very long time to get a lot of sheep to breed. I started with like 2, and on my other game, and it's been like 2 years, and I have like 4 lambs and still 2 normal sheep. So it takes a long time. The heavy plow helps you do that, like plowing very fast. Yeah, so I don't really know. It seems like this import-export is like the best way to get money and use your money to just get your food and stuff if you need it. And I'm going to show some of that as we play today, or maybe not during this stream, but as time goes on, I'm going to be able to show you kind of what I mean by that once we start selling war bows. And then some of our other buildings, once we start... Excuse me, I kind of got the hiccups and the burps at the same time. But once we start getting some of this other stuff, like the cobbler's workshop, getting shoes, and then just being able to sell a whole bunch of shoes. Or I haven't done the tailor's workshop, but same idea. Probably getting a bunch of this stuff and selling it. So I wonder if the joiner's workshop looks like it just uses wood, so we could make shields. That could be kind of cool. We might try that sometime.
Emotional damage.
Oh man, I was like, what is that? Who played that? It doesn't tell me on the screen that I look at, so I have to go. Friendly mom friend. I should have guessed. You're hilarious. Oh, and for those that are watching, ooh. We've received reports of a band of raiders roaming the nearby land. Should we track their steps? If we do track their movement, it'll take a year before they attack us. But if we say we'll be ready, we'll be ready. And y'all, I'm not trying to be like, you know, kind of cocky, but I think we'll be ready. All right. So this, by the way, so now that we're entering... Nice. This army is the Baron, and the Baron's not attacking us. But he is now going to start taking regions. So he's coming off the map, and this is kind of an idea of his army. So we're definitely not ready to fight him because he's got tons of units, and we are just not ready. But these raiders, they will come after us. And we will need to be ready. But I think we will be. I'm not worried. We're going to have bowmen. We're going to have our spear militia. Everything will be okay. I'm just kind of hoping that they're going to come and get these exposed goods, or else it'll just all die. Let's see. Okay, fuel finally started reaching that guy's house. He was complaining for a very long time. Okay, we just need different types of food, and they'll be happy. So we're starting to get a little bit of eggs, just not enough. It's okay. I do wish that like the wild animals, once like when you very first start with these guys, they give you a lot of meat right off the bat, but then it just kind of turns into like they give you meat every once in a while. All right, it's March. So seasonal activities begin. These berries are going to start growing again. So what I'm going to do is, oh, here it is. I'm going to go ahead and put this guy on to work here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this built so we can build some herbs. So when people get sick, we can build some of those herbs and we'll be right fine and dandy. How's the manor coming along? Got a lot of supplies up here. And we got a new family. Which means more work can be done. Do I want to get the church going? I guess I could. We'll go ahead and do that as well. And those are some pretty big projects, so I want to try not to start any more, but I do get excited, and it's hard for me to not. Let's see if we can't see maybe those raiders anywhere. I don't know if they would show up on the map. That's the Baron. They're going to go look for... And that's the other thing, is the Baron will go wipe out these camps. So if we don't wipe them out before they do, they will get the rewards of that, and that would kind of stink. It's just, we can't do much with 14 militia. So we need more archers. Because we can build more war bows. And so our archers will be able to get a lot of damage off on them before they can even get to us. But now the snow is all melting and it starts our second year. At some point, maybe we'll buy some sheep. Sheep are just a little expensive, but then we can get wool. And we can turn that wool into yarn, and that would make them happy because more clothing type stuff. Eventually, we will need a malt house to get to level 3. The hard part with that is we don't have, like, we're not planning on farming. We don't have the families to really farm. So, I mean, something like we can create ale from malt. But I'm wondering about needing to trade that in. How much is barley? It's only 2. And then we could just make the malt ourselves. But how much is the malt? I don't see. Maybe we can't even get malt. Is 4. It's double. I think we could probably import a bunch of barley ourselves. And then just make the malt. And we'll be making a lot of money off of war bows. Once we get to that point. We're up to 4 now, but we're still equipping anybody that is able. But once we start seeing this go up and up and up, it means that it's kind of in our storage. And so we need to make sure that we have at least 36 before they start selling, because then some of our people won't get to equip. And I'm thinking those goats are definitely helping with hides, because our leather has not changed very much. Firewood's okay.
Soon the beat.
This is 40%. They're still bringing items. They only need to bring stone now. There's nobody working there. We got our forage over here, which is already done with the. That's kind of cool. It's already done with the herbs. So now we're going to be We're going to be passively making herbs. Food is still kind of a thing. I still think we're probably gonna need more chicken coops. I'm trying to figure out if I want to go ahead and get some sheep, and we'll start on wool. But I think if I do that, I'm kind of rushing it. But I could get a weaver. I would have to put somebody in the trade to go get it, and then I'd have to have a family in the weaver's workshop. And a family in the sheep pen. I'd want to build it probably right in here, because it's right next to it. Oh, I could move the stable over here, but I like the stable kind of where it's at, I think. I think it'd be more efficient to put it over here. Probably right here. Because... yeah, I mean... I don't think we're going to grow very much flax. Maybe we will. Maybe that's how we create clothes. We need flax for clothes. I'm thinking we need to do this. And then... we'll just have it built. It will sit for a little while. But we can go ahead and build some, or not build, we can buy some sheeps. And we'll put a family in here to shear them. We'll get a bunch of wool. That'll make people happy. And, yeah. Oh, hey, look, they've begun work on the manor. So, they don't have all the stones, but they are going ahead and building what they can, which is really cool. She just... yeah, see how they're carrying the stones? Like, they don't look that big. They could put them in a cart. How are these berries? They are growing. They're just not growing very fast. Kind of thinking those would already have started to grow, so I'm a little worried about our food at this point. I thought we'd be getting a little ahead at this point. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to build more chicken coops. Ooh, a sand slash. Don't mind if I do. Let's see if I can catch it. Don't mind if I do. Tannery. He's just not doing a whole lot. Chilling there. I sometimes think I just need to take him off.
Summer's coming soon.
And our granary worker's not doing much either, because there's just not a lot of food coming in. But we should be able to start trading soon. Look at that. Manor's almost complete. Just needs 2 more stones. We may sell some of our stone too. I don't think you need a lot of stone. We could use it to, like, when we start capturing other regions. I mean, we could use it to, like, send to other regions and use it that way. But there's stone in every region, so I really don't think we need that much stone. I'm kind of thinking we probably need to go attack these guys. Hey! Congrats, friendly mom friend. Got that sand slash. Kind of thinking we probably need to go do that before the other guys do. When they capture the region, it's theirs, and that bandit camp will disappear. And I want it for the regional wealth, and I also would like it for some more influence. I think another thing, too, is that these guys, they gain experience when they fight. Anyway, also I want this to get finished because when we do it, we'll get retinue. And we'll take our retinue with all of our troops and go and fight. Retinue are like skilled fighters. And so they typically do a lot better than any other fighter. We're going to speed up time a little bit here. You can see the oxen is working on getting stuff ready to make the church. Upgrade the church. Oh, and the manor is complete. All right. So click on the taxes tab after selecting your manor to set levels of taxation. Taxes can boost your money, our treasury, and our influence. All right, so our manor is complete. A few things that we can do here is that people can move into here and they will be like servants. Like, yeah, these guys are servants now. We're going to go into here and land tax. We're just going to do 1. If I do more than 1, we start to see a approval loss. Oh, maybe not. Okay, 10 does. What? 5. Okay. 3. So I think 1, we don't have any, and we'll start to make money at the cost. We could do more, but it'll cost us approval. And then tithe is giving our food in order for influence. I don't want to do this too much because right now we don't have a lot of food. So I'm not going to establish any tithes right now. Here is the castle planner. It's kind of what we looked at earlier. Here's where we can start to build our walls. So if I build a wall here, it will automatically build kind of a gate that people can come like bypass to come through. I have to build it, I believe, within kind of this zone. So another thing too is the garrison tower is going to be probably the next building we actually build because it's going to increase our retinue to 12 or by 12. It costs 50 treasury to get retinue, so it's going to be a while before we even get to max anyway. So I'm not going to worry about that too late. And castle walls at the time, right now, I believe they're just aesthetics. They do look cool. We'll be able to put basically this big old picket fence around our base if we wanted to. But we're not going to do that because it's going to take a lot of materials. And it'll take another really long time for them to finish. Also, we unlocked something called policies. So, as we level up, I think we'll get more policies and things like that. But for now, we have 2 options. Wild animals on rich deposits breed twice as fast at the cost of 50% reduced yield. We don't have wild animals on rich deposits. We have wild animals, but not on a rich deposit. A rich deposit looks like this. It's got a little crown on it, and it'll say rich deposit. So if we signed that policy, it would do nothing for us. Strict fasting. Citizens will skip every 5th meal, which reduces our food consumption, but also decreases their approval. That's the one we're going to sign. It's gonna be easier on our food. Of course, they're gonna be a little upset that that's the policy, but deal with it. And as of right now, there's no way to upgrade the manor. Maybe a little bit later we can. Maybe it's just not in the game yet, but yeah. I'm not quite certain, actually. Maybe we need more regions unlocked. But I haven't been able to figure out how to maybe upgrade the manor. Maybe I need more buildings around it, like the castle plan. I've built the garrison tower before. But anyway. And then one final thing that comes with the manor is 5 retinue. And these are like your specialty units. They come out of the manor. They are, like I said, skilled workers. Or rather, skilled fighters. They don't look it, but they are. They have their own equipment. They're all unique in their own way. And what's really cool about them... Let me disband them. Is they will go back in that house. We can customize our retinue. This is really cool. So we can see their expertise, how well they are at fighting. We can see kind of what they have equipped. We can click on each one to see like a kind of a funny little, like this guy's obsessed with cleanliness. And it tells you how many foes he's defeated as well. So these are really cool. They're highly customizable. Looks like we can upgrade their armor. Or we can import armor to increase how strong these guys are. I believe when they fight enough, they'll level up. And all of this becomes unlocked. Of course, right now, this is all a work in progress. We can also change what they're wearing. And this currently has no effect on their armor or anything like that. It's just kind of a cosmetic thing. So if you wanted to, you can make all of your retinue wear kind of the same thing. And they'll look somewhat, you know, uniformed in battle. If you wanted. You can color them. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. But they do look a lot cooler whenever you customize them to all kind of look the same. It's a really cool that they're all just like unique in their own way. So with that, actually, I think we need to go take out... Ooh. Looks like they've already... They're fighting the bandits right now. So this is the Baron's troops fighting. And these guys are very outnumbered. They broke them very easily. So I bet they come claim this bandit camp. So, unfortunately, that's out of the way. But, we could go to this one. And we'll have quite a few troops of our own. So let's do it. Alright, so now we're going to rally our troops. Everybody that's available. These guys are getting their weapons, and we're going to have them all meet in one spot. And then we'll send them as a group together. So that way there's just more cohesion, and just in case these brigands kind of come out to attack and we just don't have time, we are going to kind of get set up in this open field, and they're going to have to run through the trees. That's kind of my battle plan. So we can click to select all of them. I don't want them to run too much, because like I said, I don't want them to get super fatigued like last time. And we're going to send them right there. That is going to take some time for them, especially while they're just kind of on foot. But this is super cool. So while they're on their way, we know we've lost a lot of people that can work. But that's okay. The ones that are still around will still continue to work and do things. We just may get a little bit slower on some production of things. I'm not too worried about it. My goal is that we need to get more regional wealth, because then I'd feel good about buying sheep. And then we need to... we need to kind of keep moving and get established. if we tried to engage with the Baron, we would lose very, very quickly. Their units don't look super upgraded, you know? I mean, some of them kind of do. But not all of them. Yeah, I think they're about to take this bandit camp. So the Baron technically would get a bunch of gold and things. However... Oh, maybe not. Maybe he doesn't take... Oh yeah, he did. He did. So, there it goes. And I believe retinue technically probably have heavier armor and things like that. So, they move a little bit slower probably. And their fatigue kind of goes up. Yeah, we're certainly not making more food. So we are going to need to... We're going to need to do something with food. We will get a bunch of apples, at least some, because of the orchard. But like these, I think we need to build a chicken. We need more. Another ruler's army was sighted. Alright, not a worry. I was wondering where the big army of raiders are. So there's usually there's a bigger army of raiders that show up to try and attack you, but it seems like they just haven't shown up. I think when we get into this region, these guys will form. Try and fight. Let's see. They're not coming this way, are they? These guys might be, but we're closer, I believe. We'll go ahead and have them run, I suppose, and we can try to regain efficiency once we get here. They will definitely start moving, though, by that point. Let's see if we can't maybe move our archers to get on a hill. We may try to move right. Archers shooting off a hill, I think, get bigger range and just more efficiency. Oh, there we go. The berries are full now. So it's not a bad idea to put 2 people on this because these berries do grow rapid. And putting 1 person on the forager's hut, they will never be able to fully, like they're missing out. How do I word this? Like, essentially, like the berries will grow faster than what we can pick. And so we don't really want that because we're kind of missing out on what we could collect. So we're going to put somebody else here. We're going to get double the berries, and it's still going to be growing fairly quickly, that we won't need to worry about them. Worry about, like, not getting all of them, I guess you could say. Also, I think I am going to go ahead and let's import 2 sheep. You're losing out on resources doing just 1. Yes, yeah. Let's get 4 sheep. It's gonna cost a lot, but worth it. And we'll put 1 person here, so that person's gonna go get our sheep. I want a wall. See, gotta keep an eye on these guys because if they start moving, like, we may need to change kind of our strategy. If they, which I think will be okay. I think we'll get out into this field. It's just I think they're gonna start moving before we get there. We could technically just hold up here, but our archers are not gonna be able to hit them while they're in the tree. At least they won't be super efficient doing so. They are going to be tired. Let's maybe I didn't mean to tell them to hold. I meant to tell them to stop running. I don't want them to get too tired and not be very efficient in battle. This hill right here. This is where we want the battle to commence. Type 1 if you believe in me. If you believe in my army. I feel like this is like Lord of the Rings music. That's what I'm talking about. Wobbuffet caught by friendly mom friend. You catch a lot. One's in the chat. Yes. We're almost done with this. And the church is still being built. It takes a minute. They still have yet to move, which is good. Rigged. Yeah, see, they have experience in fighting, so that also gives them, like... They get, like, a little mood buff, or morale buff, I guess. Let's see. As long as they're not moving, like, it'll be great for us to get some fatigue back. And then we'll be able to fight. These guys are coming down here. They want this bandit camp for themselves. But I think we're going to get it before they do. We just need to keep an eye on them. Everything on the home front is running itself, essentially. So that's good. Really, we just need to get our war bows count up. And then once we can start selling those, we'll be doing really good. Didn't I have a family on this just a second ago? Maybe I did. Oh, no, it wasn't this one. It was the livestock. It was this one. Yeah, so that guy, Agnes, is going to get those sheep for us. Still doing well. And I wonder if they can't, like, if it's harder for them to see us because of the trees. Like, I don't know if it's that detailed, like the combat, that we can get a little closer. Or maybe if they want us to get closer. If they see that we have archers. I don't really know. The cool thing about the archers is that you can see here, that's their range. So they've got to come quite a ways before we can actually start shooting at them. So, yeah, I kind of thought they would see us from here. Kind of what you guys do. This way. And this is the cool thing, too. So you can kind of show how you want your archers and teams to kind of lay out. So, like, if I want them to be very specific in how they stand, I could do that. I don't know probably the better stance that you should probably have. That's something I have not really quite figured out. I'm not an expert on military, so yeah, I don't know. What we might do though, let's see. Fatigue. Our spear militia are fatigued. We're all pretty well fatigued, so we may just kind of hold here for a little bit, and kind of get our breath back, essentially. And that'll make us a little bit more effective in battle. You know, last time we lost people because of, I really think it was because of fatigue, so. We'll just kind of hang out here for a second. You can see that they are, these bowmen are very effective right now, partially because of where they are at. So that's awesome. I guess if we wanted to, we could push up to this hill. We may do that. Let's push up to that hill. It is a little closer, but it may be a little better. We gotta hurry because these guys are not stopping for anything. Not really any good hills over here. Fatigue. We may send our retinue out. See if we can't. Oh, here they come. Okay, we're good. So these guys are going to attempt to. I believe they're going to attempt to come after our archers first. So they will actually maneuver in a way to kind of get around our archers. So we're gonna try and not allow that to happen. We'll set our archers up right here. And we'll try to set maybe our other guys this. And we'll see kind of how they maneuver. Oh, we got a new family. So here they come. Look, this dude's got a freaking like mallet looking thing, some clubs. And so our archers are here. They're gonna start shooting at them right as they come out of the forest. And hopefully, I don't know if this is a good lineup, but hopefully this is good. This got 119% effectiveness, which is awesome. Right. The battle is commencing. I heckin' love this. Really? That's awesome. Glad you do. We can get cinematic on it. Here's our cinematic mode. As we prepare for battle. Can I actually get down on the ground with these guys? Oh, this is so cool. So if you really want to micromanage, you probably shouldn't do this. But if you want to just kind of watch, I don't think I can battle with them, but I can get down and watch them. Like really kind of get on their level here. Ooh, and it's raining. It's a stormy day. Here they come. Out of the woodwork. All right. You can see there's 16 of them. They seem like they're gonna come after our retinue. We're gonna go ahead and form up a little better here. With that, they're taking damage. And here they come. To battle! All right. So our archers, I think, will continue to fire, but they will only be able to hit the enemy. Shoot at will. Doing great, doing great. No casualties. They're taking a beating. They're not shooting actually, so maybe it's because they will harm us. Not a single. No! We lost one soldier, but we broke them. We did it. We lost one spearman. But their bandit camp is now ours. So now we will go claim. We'll send our archers back home.
Yes, sire. At my mark.
Close quarters, man, that's for sure. And these bodies will stay here. So the Baron was on his way to probably do this himself, but, well, we want these rewards for ourselves. It is one soldier. Actually, we're just going to send our retinue. We don't want to send... We want to send the people that actually have jobs to go back to work. But the retinue don't actually... Their whole purpose is to fight. So we're just going to send them to go get that stuff. It is very sad, though. So, I believe... Let's see if it works this time. Oh, the church is still being worked on. Okay. If I was to... oh, a new bandit camp. Just popped up. So we can go fight these guys, too. I believe... Uh-oh. The fire just broke out. Uh-oh. Well, it's raining, so that's helpful. This will probably get destroyed and we'll have to rebuild it, unfortunately. People will come by and try to throw water on it. See, like, come on. It's cool because the wood from these buildings actually fall. Actually, really cool. Right, let's see. I just want to see where these guys are at. All right, they're making their way. And then these guys are about to collect that bandit camp for us. Yeah, they're like, yeah, they just took care of that for us. We're gonna go. We got a lot of influence for doing that too. Oh, building was hit by a lightning strike. So that's what caused that fire to start. All right. We did it. We're gonna send the resources to our nearest town. That gave us a bunch of regional wealth. And then we're going to send these retinue back. And we'll be able to see if, like, how much experience they may have got from the battle. It's kind of getting put out. This building is toast. This building is falling apart. No. Oh, we gained more wealth. And we got some materials, some resources. So that's looking pretty good. We're back up on wealth. We'll be able to buy some stuff. Our food is not looking good, though. We only have 7 berries, 3 eggs. So we gotta get food. Gotta get food. Ooh, another Dragonair. There was a Dragonair kind of at the beginning of the show, too. Okay, now that we have sheep, we'll put a guy here, and he will shear the sheep. And that will give us yarn. Or, I'm sorry, that'll give us wool. Oh, the trees are growing. Okay, gotta go do bedtime for the mini. I'll be back. Gonna lurk. Okie dokie. I'll see you back in a little bit. I wonder... Maybe these people are just a bit more... Person's sick. Where are they going? I guess maybe they have a lot of berries. They just have to transport it. They have to kind of walk a long ways to do so. That kind of stinks. We finished the weaver's workshop. So now we can take the wool that we get from the sheep and turn it into yarn. Okay, I'm thinking we're gonna have to get... We're gonna have to start importing food. Or we're gonna have some problems. So... I mean... I guess we could do some meat. So we need to establish a trade route. We want to import, and we want to say, like, we want 20 meat. That's gonna cost 40 wealth. That's not bad. Let's go to our military. So yeah, war bows. We're about halfway there, and then we'll start being able to sell war bows. So I feel good about that. Are these guys almost back? Yeah, they're getting there. Once they get back, they'll be able to kind of assist with the work and stuff. We could probably give them... We could go straight to these guys if we really wanted to, but maybe not. We kind of need to get our town... Need to make sure we get some work going. What we could do is we could build another granary, and they would just put the granary... They would put the berries in the closest granary, and then this granary would have to come back. But... It's a weird road. I'm just going to get rid of it. We're speeding up time quite a bit here. A lot of things that we just need to kind of get back on track with. Let's get back here on the logging camp. We'll put one family back. And that's gonna... Right now it says we have 0 timber. I don't think that's actually the case. Maybe it is. Maybe they burned up all of our timber. That would actually... That kind of sucks, actually. So I guess since that's the case, we'll take this guy off of saw pit for the moment. We won't be making any planks. But maybe they'll get on this church. Okay. We can disband those archers, so now they're gonna actually stop fighting. Like, they're not gonna be in army mode. They're gonna be in regular, we gotta go do some work mode. And they're gonna go to the nearest, they're either gonna just travel, or some of them I think are gonna go to the nearest road. These guys are gonna go to the nearest road. Same here, disband them now. And then once the retinue get here, we'll also disband them. The retinue, honestly, could take... could probably almost kill all of these guys by themselves, but there would be losses. The retinue are very strong. And you can upgrade them. That's another really cool... We can upgrade them. Alright, cool. We've already imported the meat. That's great. It's gonna help us some. Fuel. We just need more food. That's one thing that I think in this game that I currently do struggle with a lot is trying to get food. I mean, the food seems to be kind of tough for me. Getting a good amount of food, I should say. These guys aren't foraging because they were fighting. That's also part of it. I was wondering. I forgot that, We'll speed up times. We just lost 24 gold, and that's probably due to a trade. Yeah, we just got some more meat, so we're just going to keep doing that. We're just in that situation where we just need meat, and we're having to get it ourselves. Partially why we don't have a lot now is because we've spent so much time fighting. That's the thing, is if we would have just come up to this bandit camp and tried to get there before these guys and fought, we probably would have won and we would have got more stuff, but it would be at the expense of actually getting stuff done around here. It's probably why we haven't got our church finished, and it's probably why some of these other buildings, they're just taking a bit longer than normal. And it's because, like, even our hunters, like, they're normally not supposed to be, but you can see here what's going on is that, you know, we got one guy who's planning on hunting, but they're just super far away. They don't get work done when they're in their military fighting, so you do have to kind of be aware of that. We had 2 families on this, but all of them were just busy. They were trying to fight, so that is something to be aware of. Fighting is fun in this game. It's really cool and it's interesting, but we do have to remember that our people are not working as well. Try to disband these guys as soon as we can, because I want to see how much XP they may have gained. Alright, so after that battle, so we went from about 25 to 31 on all of them. Oh, and it looks like maybe they didn't really defeat any of the foes, or maybe that's just not showing up correctly. But, okay, so they've got to do a lot of fighting before we can actually see a big increase here. If we hire more of them, we can hire up to 12 right now. We could hire more of them, and that would be kind of scary for a lot of bad guys. When we fight the Baron, that's going to be kind of our thing, is we're going to want as much retinue as we can get. Because we can only get up to 24 after we build the tower. That's going to be really important. Oh, we're on pause. So there we go. They're kind of getting back to hunting, and these guys are going to get back to foraging. That's another thing. We weren't creating war bows, which really kind of stinks too, because we really need to get back into that. I mean, how are we going to make money if we're spending all of it on trying to feed our people? Making all the eggs and stuff is great, but yeah, we kind of need more. So we can make vegetables too, but I think only having one do vegetables is kind of silly, and I think it'd be better just to do apples. I just don't know how long it's really going to take. It said 3 years. It takes around 3 years. We're just producing only a fraction of the yield. So hopefully we get something. It just sounds like it's going to be not very much. And look, we got our first wool from the sheep. Well, 3 sheep right there. We should be getting 1 more. Now, that's another thing you could do to get money. Get a whole pasture full of sheep. We can have 15 sheep, and you're going to get a ton of wool. And you can, you know, Weaver's Workshop, get a bunch of yarn. And first of all, that's going to make a lot of these people happy. They'll build some more stands. You can also just sell them. And you can make a good amount of money that way too. So it seems like there's really a lot of fun ways to make money. This is fun, and this is kind of interesting. So the Baron is starting to claim regions. So it looks like he's trying to claim this region. He's trying to claim Goldhoff. Now, if we wanted to, I can resolve the claim on the battlefield, which means I'm going to go to war. I want to go fight you for this region. We don't want to do that because if you guys forgot, this dude has a lot of troops. And we would lose fast. So we definitely don't want to do that. We're going to let him take all of these regions. Unless we can build up an army fast enough where he doesn't do that. But it'll take him some time to do that. And it's going to take us time to build archers and whatnot. My plan is to build probably 2 or 3 sets of these archers. And then build up our retinue to max. And then look at just maxing out our spear militia if we can. We could do militia footmen. I don't know if we will. But we need to be able to have a pretty strong army. So this is going to stay up here until they claim it fully. We're getting there on war bows. One at a time. We're already getting our timber back. We're losing some. Church is slowly coming along. Yeah, we're doing pretty all right. We could get another oxen. We do have this empty stable here. It may not be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get one more oxen. We could order a horse as well. It'll take another month. But if we get a horse, that would make this kind of trading a lot faster for when we export things. But since we're not really exporting anything right now, there's not really any sense to get a horse. So we were wanting to get up to 50 planks, and then we can export planks, but it's still going to be a while before we might even be able to do that. So if we really wanted, we could be doing an assortment. Like, rather than doing just 20 meat, we could do like 10 meat and 10 vegetables. Maybe that would help. This is only going to last for so long, I will say. Like, we're spending a lot of money on meat, and we're not really making any money at the current, like, right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still going to take us a bit of time. We may sell our tools, because we can get, what, 6 times 20, 180 regional wealth from this. It's not bad. Our goal is that I don't think I'm really going to try to make any of this. I'm just going to buy it because it's cheap. We just need to get this stinking warbows going. I think it probably would have been much closer had we not had to go to battle. Let's speed up time here as they upgrade our church. This is going to make people happier. And it's going to look a little bit more modern, yes. Get there. Nick had her asleep already. I bet those are good nights when she just falls asleep super fast. I'll be learning all about that in just a few months now. It's so nice. And save. Look at this. This church is. Come on. Come. Boom. The church is complete. Ooh, I'm a reap. Bro, that's a good type. Please. Hey, that command don't exist. All right, so since we lost people on the battlefield in that last battle, those bodies I bet are still there. We put a family to work on this. This guy is considered gravedigger, and we're going to see if maybe they go find those bodies. Maybe it has been a minute. Yeah, no, they're still here, and we did lose one individual in that battle. So, by putting a family on this, their job is to go get that person. And I don't know when exactly they will. Person is fetching water. But that's going to be their job. They're going to, I believe they're going to go get that person. And they'll put them in the ground here. Yeah, look, transporting. Well, maybe not actually. I don't know. Maybe they got to get water first. Okay, our treasury changed. I don't know if I've shown this before, but that's because of the land tax. That's because of this right here. We're getting 1%. We're gonna change that to 2%, and it's gonna be, you know, -1 approval, but that's okay. Now we kind of need to start generating money. No, we didn't get Marie. Their approval is going to go up anyway because the church is, I believe, maxed. Ooh, a new family. So we're sitting at 16, 17, 18. We're going to need to build more plots. Let's see. If we just build up this way, you could build kind of up in here if you really wanted to. I think we could even build right here by the market a little, probably 1. Oh, we could build 2, but I want them to have backyards. Let's do this. Perfect. 2 more houses, and it's right by the market, so that's nice. We're gonna have straight direct access to this market. And if we really wanted to, I mean, we could build up this road. I'm thinking maybe I take a road and I could actually build it kind of behind and come around this way. Like we could do, let's see. Ooh. Curvature is kind of crazy. We could do something like this and try to hug this wall. We could actually build a bunch of plots behind the church. They would still be able to get to the market. I actually kind of like it because there's actually a road right here. We could just do something like this. Hold on. Well, that doesn't look super nice. Could do something like this. Like we could have this come all the way this way. Huh? And we could build houses back in here or other production, things like that. Let's just usually it will auto-magically just curve the road to what you need rather than me having to be very physical. Let's just do that. Alright, so now there's a road just kind of going behind these people's houses, and people out of the church can come out this way, and we can build more plots. Eventually, we're going to need a malt house. We are going to need a tavern, which we could go ahead and build. And it is a very big building. Actually, the tavern right next to the church.
So plump and juicy, you want to eat them by the bushel.
We could even build it back in here. We extend the road. Could build it right there, actually. Not terrible. Or we could just build it on this main road, but I don't know if I want to do that. I might build it right here. it should be able to reach everybody. Just the less we have, the less that will reach. So I want to build it though, because I know if I don't, I'm going to build something else in its place, and it's going to get harder to figure out where I want it. So I guess let's just go right here. I watched I watched somebody review this game somewhat recently, and this guy was like, you know, what's really cool about this game is that I can use it to build my Dungeons and Dragons towns, and I never thought about it like that. I mean, I could literally like take a video, like I could be like, so, you know, like in a D&D session, say this is like a D&D town. I could literally be like, yeah, so here's an overhead view of the town that you're walking in right now. And it's just like a little video, like a 10-second video, and I can pause it and stop it, and I could show you kind of like little points of interest, you know what I mean? And I think that's a really cool idea. And it's be perfect because there's just like that city builder mode that I mentioned earlier. You can just go in here and build your town the way you would like it to be. Like, we're gonna have this tavern over here. Literally, people are going to be playing this game to build towns for their D&D sessions, and I think that is so cool, and it's definitely something that I might do too. I think it'd be really cool. You know, it could be like, I take a video for each place, and it's like, okay, you know, it's like, okay, you want to go to the local church. Unfortunately, the game doesn't have a whole lot of different churches, but it could just be like, I don't know, I could do all kinds of stuff. I could be like, all right, like, maybe it's just like, all right, welcome to the local church, or something. I don't know, but it's a really cool concept. You know, the marketplace. I feel like it's always like, I imagine something, anytime people tell me about a marketplace, I just imagine kind of the same thing all the time. But this is cool, because I could literally just come in here and be like, this is kind of what the marketplace looks like in this town. Really cool. Really cool ideas. Yo, Gray Amorphous, welcome. Lurking, but I'm here. I'm glad you're here, my friend. I am glad that you are here. Oh yeah, we're collecting berries now. We need to. It's already May. We're doing the Pokemans, Gray, so when they show up, the Broders are here. They do be. We're about to start selling warbows. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can't take you guys through a little stride. Here's my manor. This is my house. This will eventually be a castle. That's a peasant. That is one of my servants, I mean, not peasants. That's one of my servants. Don't mind her.
And the rain or snow was still hurt.
Here's my little road. Maybe they can cut down all these trees, and I'll get like a better view of the town from way up there. Oh, somebody dropped one of the rocks out here. That's okay. That is such a cool view. Like, just seeing some of the buildings off in the distance like that. I just don't think you see stuff like that in video games anymore. Like we haven't got like a new Elder Scrolls or anything like that that does stuff that makes games look like this. There's no mods or anything. This game is an alpha. It's just crazy. Look at the church in the background. That is so cool to me.
Why do I have to carry this alone?
Let's go into town. This is where they'd be working on the sawmill, but doesn't look like anybody's working on it right now. Literally looks like I should be playing Skyrim but more modern. I don't know. It just looks so good to me. Looks so good to me.
You all know what that means.
Some houses here. Our sheep. Don't mind being able to... Don't mind everything else being able to clip through everything. Except for me. Our sheep. I mean, I guess, I'm trying to think of games, but I guess, like, Elden Ring did a pretty good job. And that game's getting a lot of DLC. I never did finish Elden Ring. I would like to. Alright, this is like, that's our storehouse, this is our granary. This is what's got all our food. You can see kind of some meat and berries that we've got here. Pretty cool. This is a stable where horses and oxen and things like that go. And a bunch of just houses. This is so cool. We're able to kind of tell, like, these are level 1 houses and these are actually level 2. They got better roofs. Hello, sir. I am your lord. Show me respect. Let's see how these trees are doing up close. Can we climb this ladder?
Gave the old ox a handful of mugged old grass. He spat it in my face.
Yeah, trees got a while to go.
You nipple.
Trees got a while to go. That's okay. Somebody needs to cut out this big old bush right here. Here's the marketplace.
Never. Betsy simply does not know how to cook properly.
Guy's selling, looks like, some leathers. See, there's some food and stuff going on over here. I don't know what this person is selling. Oh, and you can see some people are building those burgages that I put in place a little bit earlier. So that's kind of cool.
Well, perhaps it was simply a bad day. These things do happen from time to time.
Very cool. This is such an awesome feature in this game. And that's pretty much the town. That goes out to the trading post, so I'm not gonna walk all the way out there. But that's super cool. I really like this game for stuff like that. Did I miss anything? No, we just got a new family, it looks like. So we do have 1,000 influence. Something we can do right now is we can actually claim one of these lands. So we kind of need to think about what we don't have. Because essentially what this does is we're going to basically create... This is where the game kind of gets wild, I think. Is that, like, we have this village that we're working on. We have 1,000 influence, and we can claim any of this gray land. We have to have 2,000 to claim this guy's land. But that's going to make him upset. But if we claim, like, this land, we can kind of check what it has. Like, earlier I mentioned, this is like the farming. And green means very good. Now, you can see over here, this is, like, not good. This isn't very good. But Immer is, like, your wheat. So, this entire plot, great for wheat. This could be an entirely just farming area. Flax... it's still got some areas that are great for flax, just not as much. Barley's pretty good. Rye is excellent on this land. And then they're working on whatever smell is. Maybe like animals can smell us or something. I don't really know. And then fire hazards, which is a work in progress. So, this is great farmland. So we have to decide now, do we want this to be farmland? Do we want to farm? Or do we want to come up here? This is not farmland. This would be more probably just building. So looks like there's really good iron, there's berries, there's wild animals, but there's nothing really different from what we have. You know, this is kind of the same area as ours. It's just smaller. I think... And then this area, too, is a bit wider, bigger. I'm kind of leaning towards... I don't know if I want this area because it's really far away. I'm kind of thinking we need to get this because wild animals are very rich right here. So we could literally build a hunting thing and a foraging thing kind of next to each other, and they'll go and do this. And these are rich, so they're gonna, you know, they're going to breed a bit faster, and we're gonna get more meat out of them. There is some clay, not very much. Stone, iron, not very much. But we'll be able to farm all of this. We can make this entire area farmland. And if we make our next development point into heavy plow, I think it would be really smart. So, we're going to claim this with influence. And because we're not at war, I don't think this guy will try to take it from us. So we are now claiming Nusselo. It's going to take a lot of time. I don't have to send any troops there. It just takes time for it to become ours. After that, it's going to take a little bit more time because what we would need to do is... Let's see... Where? We would have to build another settlers camp. And we need 250 treasure, which is this here, to do that. And we would set up this... Careful, you're about to run out of timber and block yourself. Yeah. We would do this in this region. Wherever we want. We could set this wherever we want. This is where 5 families would start. They'd be homeless. And we'd have to build burgages and things like that all over again. But we'd have 2, and we can actually trade back and forth between... This region can trade with our other region. So, you know, we might be getting more meat here that we would give to this region. In exchange, maybe we'll get more iron that we can give to this region and things like that. So that's kind of how that would work. So, really cool. Cool, they built these burgages. Let's upgrade some of these. I'd like to upgrade as much as we can to get them to level 2. We're doing pretty alright on food right now. Like I said, once that winter comes in, you lose a lot of food, but we're just going to keep importing meat. And then every month we're getting quite a few regional wealth just from these, so we're doing okay. It's just we're definitely... Oh, that's another great thing. We've already reached 36 war bows. So, excuse me, we need to start exporting bows. So, we're going to stay at 36, but anytime we make more than that, every warbow we sell will give us 5 regional wealth. So now we're going to start making some pretty good regional wealth. I was afraid that eventually we'd run out, but now we're going to start making money. And we're going to be making quite a bit of it. So what's going to happen is once we start making a lot of money, we'll look at things that we want to buy. So will we buy more sheep? Maybe. Will we buy more food and kind of distribute how much food we have, and so that way we'll have a bunch of different food? Possibly. Maybe we'll get some of these crafting parts. What I plan to do is get some of these other, like, gambesons and mail armor, things like that, to upgrade our troops and essentially make us really strong. We're going to get more troops, and we'll get ready to fight the Baron. And that'll be interesting. So we'll need more families to move in first, so we can just build up our troop. Because right now we only have like this many, and we have plenty of war bows for archers, but we just don't have enough people. So once we get more people, once we get up to 36 archers here, we will we'll start selling war bows at 72 instead of 36, because we're going to get another group of archers. And then we're going to try and get our spear militia up to 36. Of course, then we're going to, like I said, try to get them all armored up. We're going to try to, hopefully over time, get more treasure for our retinue. And yeah, that's the goal. And then we're just going to start taking land left and right. And we're going to try to fight the Baron. He's got all those guys, so we are going to have to basically be ready to fight against all of those troops that he has. He's got a lot, but he doesn't have archers. At least we haven't seen any. So if we can fight all of his archer, or if we can use a bunch of archers against him and have our retinue up to 24 and have all of our militia, I really think we'll be able to do a pretty awesome job. We'll just have to see. The only bad thing about archers, and I'm sure you guys noticed, is that like once you're in battle, they can't really help you anymore unless we sent them in, but archers will die very fast. They're not very strong. All they have are bows, so it's like, well, they can't fight, you know what I mean? Like, they can't fight in melee. They're just gonna get torn down. Let's speed up time just a little bit here. Tavern is almost complete. We won't be able to use the tavern because we don't have any way to make malt, or rather, we don't have any way to get barley to make malt to make ale. But with us making a lot of money now, we might just import that. And we can get to level 3. We'll need some more clothes as well. So we may turn one of these burgages into like a cobbler's workshop. I think Taylor's workshop, you need linen. And I don't think we really have a good way to get that right now unless we imported it. But we'll probably do this for one of them. We'll also need a brewery, but we just need more families to move in. And with that, y'all, I do think that this is probably where we are going to end tonight's stream. So we are doing really well. The town is looking great. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. So thank you all so much for coming and being a part of tonight's stream. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to smash the like button for me. It helps me grow a lot on YouTube. The algorithm works in my favor that way. And if you're not subscribe on YouTube. That would also help me a lot. And if you're here on Twitch, follow me if you haven't. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Come and join me on Discord and the crew. We have so much fun there. And again, thank you guys so much. This was episode 2 of Manor. So, yeah, this was awesome. Thank you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.